Thanks once again, Priyanka, for that. Okay, well, back to the big Bajaj Finance story. The stock price is down post the mid-quarter update and the guidance given, which my colleague Vinny Motiwala had just highlighted. The growth guidance has been lowered by 3%. The AUM growth guidance has been lowered as Bajaj Finance, also says that the lockdown has hurt their B2B and the auto financing business. Siji Philip joins us now on the show. She's the Senior Research Analyst with Axis Securities. Siji, hi, and thank you so much for taking our time today to joining us. To start with, CG, how I think Bajaj Finance has been one of those ideal companies, ideal stocks as well to own. It's been a great multi-bagger, and now there's of course that inkling of not so great news coming in. It's almost as if the street couldn't bear to see that even a stock like Bajaj Finance could see pressures on its balance sheet, on its in its books on account of the second wave. How do you think that this sort of a cut in guidance should largely actually be on expected lines, because the second wave has been, well, pretty unforgiving?
Thanks. Good afternoon. So for Bajaj Finance, we at Axis Securities were conservative on the near-term growth outlook because of the regional lockdowns. Especially regional lockdowns are going to impact segments like B2B and auto segments. So while Bajaj Finance in the NBFC space has been one of the consistent performance in terms of AUM growth in the previous years, the impact of COVID has been more pronounced in these segments. So we at Axis Securities felt that in Q1 at least the company will have some impact on the AUM growth, and for that we had actually given a sell rating because the near-term impact of these segments could be detrimental on the AUM growth. So given the update which was given out on Friday, we had increased our credit cost estimates by around 50 bps to 3%, and AUM growth as well, we have brought it down marginally by 1.5% to 17.5% for FY22. Overall, we have to look at two main factors. First is how the lockdowns move ahead, and potentially if there is an impact from third wave of COVID as well, which could have a further impact on AUM growth. Likewise, one of the key factors would be how the development on the omni-channel framework and digital initiatives take place in the country. So that take place in the company. So that will be a key thing to also watch out for traction in the stock.
Right. When we just talk about Bajaj Finance, holders are particularly core, and they have been there with the company for really long. If you look at the shareholding pattern, even if the company disappoints in terms of results, they don't tend to sell out. Do you expect any long-term holders to change? I mean, is this such a big event?
Yeah, so the guidance which has been given is basically for FY22, and this is basically more of a event impact which is coming into the AUM growth. But if we look at the performance of Bajaj Finance in the last 10 years or so, we have always seen that the management has been up to the mark in dealing with how the industry is playing through and coming in and out of segments which have faced some issues. So management acumen is one of the top things because of which the company and the stock has always traded at premium valuations. So once this impact of COVID plays through and how the developments happen in the company through their digital initiatives, I think those will be the key factors which we have to look out for in the next couple of quarters.
Ma'am, thank you so much for taking out time for us, giving us your first reaction on what this profit warning actually means from a company like Bajaj Finance. On that note, we're taking a break. Coming back quickly, stay tuned.